Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the BJJ Foxcast. I'm your host, Alex Martinez. And today we have a good friend of mine, Josh Cisneros. Josh has been on the podcast before. He was in episode 3. If you want to hear his backstory, I encourage you to go back and check that out. Josh, welcome back, man.
Wow, thanks for having me.
Good. Hey, good. Listen, I want to get right into it. Josh, you're just back from your ADCC. Is this your debut? This your first time going out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my first ADCCs.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, kind of talk us through what ADCC is in the Jiu Jitsu world and why it's so significant.
So ADCC, so what it is, it's the Abu Dhabi Combat Club. So it started out there with one of the sheiks. They fell in love with jiu-jitsu when they found like UFC 1, 2, and 3. They fell in love with jiu-jitsu and they wanted to host their own kind of event. So literally what it is, it's pretty much the Olympics of our sport.
Yeah.
The Nogi Olympics of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Right.
So we have our IBJJF Worlds in the gi. That's one of the most prestigious. You win that, you're set for life. You win ADCCs and Nogi. Like if you're just a Nogi guy, you love doing Nogi, that's the tournament you aim for.
Yeah.
Right. Nogi, just ADCCs. It's not the rule set is different from IBJJF. It's a little different, but it's really, really fun. I like it, in particular doing it my first time. I really love their organization, their rule set, the sport. So you're definitely going to see me doing it again. Yeah. Probably throughout my entire career. Yeah. But it is, if you win that, again, you're the guy. It's literally every time they have it, there's only 16 in every division. And those are 16 of the current best guys in the world. Yeah. In Nogi at that time. So
there's 8 slots for people that have to like win their way in, right? There's 8 different trials, right? Mm-hmm. It's North America, South America, Asia, where else? Europe. So there's usually 2 trials for every region. Gotcha. I believe. Yeah. So there's Europe, Pacific, and Asia. Yep. Right. So there's that 2 for Europe, 2 for Pacific Asia, 2 for South America, 2 for North America. Got it. Okay. Right. Okay. And you obviously competed in the West Coast trials, came in second. So tell me about the process that happened when basically Keith. What's his name? I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Krikorian. Yeah. Keith took first, so he got in, and then you were invited. So how did that work? How did you get invited? So the thing is, if you don't win the trials, usually the trials is mainly to secure a spot. Say like you're not really well known, right? You haven't really been on it. Excuse me. You haven't really been active, right? You're not winning. Nogi. If you win a Nogi World title, you most likely get an invitation. If you're active, you're showing that you're the best, right? Consecutively, multiple times, stuff like that. You'll get an invite. But for those who are not really as well known, right, you have to win the trials. So if you're trying to make a name for yourself, the trials is what you need to aim for. Yeah. Right. Just to even get into it, you win the trials, you're in. Right. You're like crap. Like the West Coast trials, there was more than 1,000 competitors in that tournament. Wow. And I think my division was capped at 256. It was at the max, the cap. Right. So 256. So 55 other guys are in my division. Wow. I got to go through. Yeah. Right? So in that tournament, I had 7 matches. But the thing is, even though like if you're not relatively known, you usually do that just to make sure you secure your spot because you may or may not get an invite. You don't know until it's like, hey, until they ring your bell. Yep. Though that's why like when people ask for invites, he's like, hey, do the trial, stuff like that, because the organizer of ADCC, he's only an organizer for that specific time, right? The sheik owns the whole thing. So whoever he wants to invite, he has to create like an entire PowerPoint and reason why he wants to invite this person to the sheik. And the sheik has to approve. He doesn't just get to invite anyone he wants. He has to get approved by the sheik. It's like, all right, I want to bring this guy in, reason being he's done this. And the sheik's like, bring him in. Cool. Wow. And then boom, they're approved. So that's usually how it goes from what I'm told. Right, with Mo Jasmine and stuff like that. So usually, I kind of made my debut kind of into like the black belt Nogi scene. Yep. Who's number 1, fight to win, stuff like that. And I was making a pretty big scene. I think I made my big entrance when I fought Kennedy Maciel for the title. Yeah. Right, Nogi. And that was like my big entrance. I put a lot of people like, whoa, this guy took silver at ADCC. Right? He lost, and then he gets his butt whooped for 9 minutes, 30 seconds. And then he gets to catch me in a sub. Yeah. And then I fight him again, and I do the same thing again. Yeah. Right. And I beat him, and that time I win. So people are like, dang, this guy's Nogi's freaking legit. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, definitely. And, I think also like in the trials, you were winning like in spectacular fashion. I mean, it was you were trending for a while with your submissions, right? And that's also one thing why they send an invite. They don't just invite people. It's like, oh, this guy won by decision,
for 50 matches. No one wants to watch that. People want to watch. They're going for the kill or attacking and moving. And so that's why Mo Jackson was very intrigued, because I bring excitement. Whether I win or lose, people are going to go, whoa, the hands are going to go. Whether I win or lose, people are going to want to watch that match.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why he was thinking it. And, I took second, but on my way there, I was submitting a lot of top guys. One that was like one of the biggest names was Gianni Grippo. Right? He's a multiple-time ADCC veteran. And the way I kind of fought and the way I dominated him and then submitted him, people were like, dude, kind of just put everyone. So that's probably one of the biggest things. If I would have won, he probably would have invited Keith Krikorian the other way around or someone else. But after that, there's one invite left. He hasn't really announced it. He was kind of saying it's either between you or AJ. It can go either way. And then at that point, someone pulled out. I think it was Mikey Musumeci.
Yeah,
because he had to get like stomach surgery or something like that, so he had to pull out. And so he's like, well, I don't got to decide. I got 2 invites. You guys are both in. So all right, cool, we're both in. So
very cool.
At the time, he was kind of right after trials. He kind of deciding. So I kind of came in. Oh no, it wasn't Mikey. It was Ryan Hall. My bad. Gotcha. Ryan Hall I think he had to get knee surgery.
Gotcha.
And then after that, it was Mikey Musumeci.
Oh, okay.
So then there was another invite, but Gary Toonon decided to drop down. So that's when Gary Toonon came down to 6, because originally Gary Toonon was in 77, so he dropped down to 66 when he found out Mikey was out.
Yeah. And how did Gary do? How did Gary do in the?
He lost his first match 3-0.
Wow.
To Sam McNally, which Sam McNally I fought in the quarterfinals.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought I was gonna fight against Gary.
Yep.
I didn't know who the Sam McNally guy is. He's from Europe. I didn't really know much about him.
Yep.
What do you call it? So Gary Toonon, I find out I might have Gary Toonon's second match. So I'm like, let's go, because Gary Toonon, he did a seminar at my gym when I was around 13, 14 years old, right? And it was cool because I talked to him about it while we're underneath, in backstage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I actually told him, I don't know if you remember, man, you did a seminar at my gym, and he remembered.
No way.
And he remembered the seminar. I was like, dude, I remember that. And we talked about it. I was like, dude, it's like, he did a seminar. And at that time, I told him, I was like, dude, you told me. It's like, I got to be careful I show these kids. I might have to fight them one day. And that was like, I was like, oh, dude, it's fate. We're going to fight. But he ended up losing 3-0, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
But it was cool because he remembered, and, there was going to be that chance.
That would have been really epic.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, man, I grew up watching him, right? He's been doing all these ADCCs, and then now I had the chance to fight against him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it didn't go his way. But it was a really, really cool experience. I got my hopes up really good.
Yeah.
Especially oh, dude, I'm gonna fight Gary Toonon. Let's go. I can't wait. But it didn't work out. But I still got the win eventually. But man,
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I actually ran into a similar situation at Master Worlds. I mean, obviously it's to a lesser degree. It's not the Olympics, but it's Master Worlds. But I found out that I was in the same division as Jose Carlos. And I had a friend of mine send me photos because I couldn't find him on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm literally geeking out in the bullpen, or just before I went in. It was just before I went to warm up, and I was at Jose Carlos seminar as a white belt, and then again as a blue belt.
Yeah.
And I had both photos, and then I'm in the bullpen with the guy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's
dude.
crazy. Literally. You can be seeing someone as a white belt, and then you're gonna see him as a black belt in your division someday. Yep. It's literally insane.
Yep.
So that's how it was too. I grew up watching Meow. I grew up watching Gianni Grippo. I grew up watching all these guys as a kid, and now I'm here fighting against them. It is something really, really cool, especially in Jiu Jitsu. I think it's something that you usually only see in Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah, and doesn't that make you want to kind of almost do that for the next kids coming up? You know what I mean? The new breed that's coming up, those kids that are looking up to you and you're doing the seminars.
Yeah, but I hope I put a beating on them. I don't want them doing my own moves to me.
What you do is, the move is you beat them up at the seminar, so you got them, you're in their head now.
No, if I go out teaching a seminar, and what do you call it? And I end up finding one day, I'm gonna try to do that same move I showed them at the seminar. And it's it works, cool. Right? See, it works.
That would be so cool.
That'd be so funny. But no, that'd be that. I guarantee it's probably gonna happen to me one day.
Yeah.
When I'm getting older, I'm still in competition.
Yep.
It's just the passing of the torch.
Yeah.
It's just how it is, man.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. So tell me about the actual event. So I wasn't there. By the way, every coach in my academy abandoned me that week. I'm just saying. I'm not bitter. I'm just saying. Everybody was there. Tell me about backstage. You're surrounded by the who's who of jiu-jitsu, and it's everybody's in their prime. Everybody's ready to go. What was that like?
I'm just gonna say, any idol you can think of in jiu-jitsu was there.
Wow.
Okay. This was, from what I experienced, the best and biggest tournament I've ever experienced.
Wow.
It was like a once in a lifetime experience for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It was insane. The energy from the crowd, the organization, just them running, like it was big lights, everything. And just being down there, like I went out there, walked on the mat, and I just see a ton, like over 12,000 people just right around.
Yeah.
And you just see lights, cheering, clapping, and people yelling. It was insane.
Yeah.
Dude.
Mo and Seth did a great job with that.
That was
wild.
It was an awesome job just for getting to like this level between, the last ADCC to now. I believe what they said is they more than tripled the crowd attendance from the past ADCCs to this one.
Dude, they sold $1 million in tickets on the first day.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was insane.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So from what I've been hearing, it might come back. I'm just saying it's a little too early, but just from what I'm hearing, it might come back. But it was insane the way they did it. They brought the athletes in, stuff like that. It was a little bit because they're just trying to get it through. Yep. It's their first time, right?
Yep.
That's how it is with every production of like getting to that level.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough to try to run everything. Make sure nothing goes perfect. So there's a little iffy things, but it still is going good. Everything. No, the walkouts they had us do like opening ceremonies and stuff. I think they kind of could have gave us a little bit more information on like the schedule and stuff. They were just kind of, we could have probably rehearsed it or any stuff like that, but no rehearsed. But we just did it, got it done, and it looked good. It looked really, really good, which was awesome. But no, the experience flying out there, getting checked in the hotel. For the athletes, it was made pretty easy for us.
Good.
Nothing was stressful. We didn't have to worry about nothing. We were taken care of completely.
Awesome.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
We get there, right? I believe Friday we're doing we do weigh-in checks. So we had to weigh in 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which was pretty tough.
That's rough.
But what do you call it? We're doing pictures, media, stuff like that. Pretty easy day, right?
Yep.
And then the day comes. I don't know, probably just because me, it's like, man, like the time's here, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting those. For me, I think I got a little nervous.
Yeah, of course.
Because man, dude, this is my first time at ADCC, and it's my first time's this level.
The biggest stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, they made it a really easy time for us. The backstage stuff, it was super easy. We're warm up room, right to the elevator, right back down, right out on the mats.
Yeah.
Nothing about it was complicated for us.
That's awesome.
It was super easy for us.
Yeah, yeah. So I noticed. I noticed that the crowd was like almost on top of you, right? I mean, it was like they were right there, and it's loud, and the lights are going and music. But for us watching on TV, for people that don't know, like when someone goes out of bounds in a regular tournament, it's stop, it's reset to the middle. They just let you guys keep going. Yeah, you guys are fighting in the dark.
You keep going. You keep going. There's a bunch of people down there. It's usually just like the media, the coaches, people taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have like the all access people who are like Hall of Fame. They've won it before. They have all access. They're there. Excuse me. But no, literally, there wasn't really any barriers, separating the mats. I mean, there's people there with like tape and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
There's no really physical barriers, but if they have the all access, they can just hop on over and come over.
Wow.
Don't really care. But no, literally, boom. You get off the mats, you're on concrete, you're still fighting. And they tell you, you do not stop until I say stop.
Yeah.
Right? If you stop, and they didn't say it, that's on you.
Right.
It don't matter if you're down the hallway, heading towards the bathrooms, you're still fighting. They're not going to stop it until there's legit control.
Wow.
Right? Because if you're still scrambling, man,
it's a scramble.
It's a scramble. You got to keep going.
Yep.
And so that's what they tell us. Keep going until we say stop.
Yeah.
But no, it was pretty cool. It was really cool, dude. It was super loud down there.
Yeah.
It was kind of cold, just because that level they got to get those ACs going.
They want
it to be like a hot box.
Yep.
But no, it's so hard to describe, dude.
I bet.
It's like I could not believe I was down there. I would watch people being on those mats, and then like now I have the opposite perspective of it.
Yeah.
Of just looking up and seeing like, oh, dude. It's a crazy feeling.
How do you flip that switch though? Like, I mean, let's just say, you're watching the match ahead of you and you're ready to go. Like, what do you do in your head? Is there a routine that you have before you step on the mat? Something that you do that helps you like flip that switch and go into like killer mode?
So I usually, music always helps.
Yeah.
I feel like music is like the best thing to help with that.
Yep.
No, I usually tend to hype myself up.
Okay.
I'm thinking in my head, so I'm about to mess this mofo up, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I think, it tells me all the time. She thinks I do good under pressure like that when there's a lot of people there on the lights. I feel like she feels like the pressure doesn't really get to me.
Oh, good.
And it's like that. And so, no, since I've been competing, I've been competing since
You were a child.
Exactly. I can remember. Yeah. Right. So for me, I just kind of think to myself, oh, it's just another day in the office.
Just another day. Yeah.
Another day. We're just here doing what we do best.
Just another day with a 10-time world champion across the mat from you. Right.
Hey, my parents told me anyone can be beat on any given day. It can be anyone's day, you know. So, you know, I just kind of go in with that mindset. Yeah. And I just go in and it's like, it's my time, you know. I'm here. I put in all that, and especially from the training camp that I had. Yeah. This past training camp, dude, everything was on point. Yeah. The weight cut, the training, the lifting, the strength and conditioning with Vin, dude. I felt so good going in. I felt that this was probably my best version and performance of myself so far. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. And I wanted to dig into that a little bit. I mean, obviously you had a great team around you. Mm-hmm. I mean, the guys over at Ares Goodyear, you had a bunch of killers getting you ready, and they dedicated a lot of time to doing that. And even like when your schedule didn't fit, they even came out to our academy and got your training session in there. So you had a great team around you. Yeah. Talk about that. Who was in your mind? Like, I'm sure every one of them was beneficial, but each one is like they have their own strategy and tactic. Like, what did you get out of your training partners, and how did that help you when you jumped on the competition mat?
So like the main thing, you know, getting training, like the guidance under Queixinho, like for training. He criticizes you, and he knows pretty much exactly what's wrong in your game, what flaws in your game, what you need to fix, right? Yeah. And so the main thing for us that we were looking at was leg locks. Yep. Because I don't really do leg locks. I defend them a lot, but I don't really attack them a lot. Gotcha. Right? So he wanted to focus again just on countering those, and you know, just from the past experience, I was getting out of leg locks pretty super easily. Yeah. So he was real glad on that, or improving on that, and then also trying to throw some of our own in there. So just trying to improve, because usually I'm more of, you know, you guys, everyone knows my game: take down, pass, you know, mount, take the back, stuff like that, and I can play guard. But you don't really see me entering on legs as much. Yeah. I usually see someone else entering on legs on me, just because, you know, it's not my style. Yeah. But no, just Queixinho kind of breaking it down, making sure that I'm getting the proper training that I needed. Yeah. Just with, you know, certain partners and stuff. And literally, it's just our normal crew. Yeah, that we have.
No, that's great.
We didn't really change anything up too much. We did train with Tim Welch, Sugar Sean, and Tenquinho a couple times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and because, like, you know, who else better to train with than the guy who won it, Tenquinho, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He won it, so he was definitely dropping some knowledge on me, helping me out, giving me tips and pointers and stuff like that, just helping me prepare for ADCC as well. Yeah. And what do you call it? I didn't hear, but I guess from, you know, what other people were telling me, Queixinho stuff, Tenquinho was like screaming at Matt's side and trying to, you know, he was like screaming in Portuguese, and then whatever he was saying, Queixinho would just kind of project down to the mat for me too. Which is real awesome to have that experience, to like kind of have these connections with Professor Tenquinho, Queixinho, meet all these guys, you know, who are some of the best in the world. Yeah. All right. So no, we just got just that high level training. Yeah. Just a high level training camp. It wasn't, you know, many guys, but it's just enough to keep moving, to get the sweat. But no, the technique wise is definitely with Queixinho, but just the kind of the weight cut, just rolling with everyone else, just to keep moving and sweating,
keep moving
and stuff like that. And he would have them attack, you know, legs, do certain stuff. I was like, all right, now he would get me tired and like, all right, Josh, go wrestle with Josh now. And I was like, all right, I'll just get on the leg, just hang on or something. Or they like, you know, get on my leg. I was like, all right, let's just hold here for a bit. But now he just keep having them move. And that's what kind of pushing that gas tank,
pushing that pace. Yeah. So, and you know, you mentioned Vin over at Pro Fitness in Tempe. And you were hitting the weights, at least 2-3 days a week, right?
Yeah. So we're going every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We were hitting it.
Okay. Yeah. And were you doing training sessions the same days?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So like we would like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, you see me 8 a.m. at Vin's. Yeah. 11 a.m. at Goodyear, and then 7 p.m. We're at East Mesa.
Wow. That's a full schedule.
No, even though like it was ADCC Nogi, right? You still see me training, rolling in 7 p.m. class, right? Just because like, hey, like lose extra weight, you know. Because I feel like, you know, some stuff in the gi transition and nogi pretty easily.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not like it's just different grips. Yeah. Right. And plus, it was just to keep moving, keep sweating, you know, just to help with the weight cut and stuff like that. And I felt it was really, really helpful. Yeah. Right. But no, like working with Vin, dude, I saw my conditioning, my strength, and like how I felt shoot straight up just from that amount of time working with him. Yeah. Shot straight up. My recovery, keeping my composure, stuff like that. Just from how I felt, like when I was out there at ADCCs, I felt good.
Unbeatable.
Yeah, I wasn't like, you know, I was like, just relaxed, calm, composed, and I was like, I felt good, dude.
Yeah, and your body composition, if you look at your body composition during the West Coast trials versus the ADCC, is very different. Yep. Like, you know, You look kind of. I don't want to. You're right. You're here in the same room, so I don't want to insult you and get beat up. But you look depleted in the first day of the trials.
Yeah.
And then you kind of ballooned up.
So the thing is with that trials, man, I cut 20 pounds within that week.
Yeah.
Which was really had a lot of strain of strain on my body. Should not have done that. Should have done a lot better. So coming in the ADCCs, we made sure we did it right.
Yeah.
Right. So we did it kind of like almost started about like a month and a half out for the weight cut.
Yep.
You know, made sure we had plenty of time. Go through. So a month and a half to 2 months out, we started getting kind of getting on that diet a little bit. We weren't too strict at first, it was just like making sure we're getting good amount of water intake out a day, right? Changing up what we're eating, started separating from like going from pizza, hamburgers and stuff to like a little healthier food, salad and go, stuff like that stuff. Yeah. I hate salad, man. But at that time, like salad and go tastes good when you're cutting weight.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
But that's like right now, if someone asks me, oh, what do you want for dinner? I was like, oh, let's go get some pizza.
Yeah, man.
But no, just having that weight cut, dude. Like I thought. It's like, man, I hope I don't feel like, what I did at West Coast Trials in this training, because during that training, I felt depleted.
Yeah.
Every training session, I felt good. I had a lot of energy, ton of energy moving in. I felt strong. I didn't feel weak.
Yeah.
But again, that's just like the preparation of doing it right.
Yep.
And at the first week or two, when I started with Vin, dude, I felt like shit. Like sorry, I felt like crap. And it's not like I felt like crap, like cause I just felt so tired.
Yeah.
From that amount of trainings and stuff like that. And like usually I do like 2 a days. Like I'll go train 11 a.m. and then do 7 p.m. Like I'm good.
No big
and
deal.
Sometimes I'll relax, but no, when I added on those training sessions with Vin,
it's different.
I was like, dude. I think the first week we did Monday, Wednesday, and I told Vin, I gotta take this right off, dude. I'm sorry. I woke up and I just messaged him. I was like, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I can make it in the night.
lifting for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I texted him and I went right back to sleep. My whole body just trying to get up felt terrible.
Yeah.
But after we kept doing it continuously, like I would get done with Vince, felt like I'm fresh.
Good to go.
Just got up. Took a little shower. All right, let's go Goodyear.
That's a great feeling, isn't it? Like you get a good training session, you still feel good. That's an awesome feeling.
I don't know if I'm gonna feel like that on Monday though. I'm gonna be right back with it on Monday. I don't know if I'm gonna feel like that.
Yeah. Once there's something about just like even a slight layoff when you start lifting again.
Yeah.
Everything just hurts. And there's been times when I go to Vince and he's like, "How do you feel?" I was like, "I can't believe how sore I am."
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. I think one time is when Yaya came to watch. It's like he posted on his Instagram, it's like, you guys want to see a dead body? And it was like kind of almost towards the end. I was laying down, eyes closed. I was just dead.
Yeah.
Dude. So like if anyone wants to work out with Vin, at Pro Fitness in Tempe.
Yeah.
If you guys want to get in shape, you guys want to work out, that's the place to go.
It's legit, man.
Vin does an amazing job.
He does, man. And he he's so nonchalant in his approach that you almost feel like he's not really paying attention, but he's paying attention. Yeah. Like he really is. Like he understands like what your max is, right? What you should be able to do for 15 reps, what you should be able to for 25 reps. And all different body types are easy for him. It's crazy. He's been doing this a long time too.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. So I when I first started, dude, I would have to take a pretty good rest in between the sets and stuff like that, just because like how demanding it is on your body. You're literally giving every single set your all. Yeah. That's just how it is. Like, because again, you're just pushing yourself, giving every set. You're not just there, it's giving it your all every single set. And at first, he would give me a time. So, all right, Josh, let's go. He'd have to tell me every single time. But like throughout that point, he would just stay silent, and I would be good. I wouldn't be breathing as heavy. Rest a little bit, back up, going again. And he would just say, and he would just tell me, it's like, your recovery is a lot better now.
Nice.
And he can just tell like my recovery is a lot better. He wouldn't have to say anything. I'd be good in like 30 seconds. All right, back up, go again. At times I'd have to take like 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half. And he would give me that time, but he would just make sure I'm not taking too long. He would give me that time, make sure I get like my rest and go. But then at that point, he was kind of giving me less time. And now he doesn't have to tell me, I'm just on my own. You're just on it. Yeah. And there's times when he'll do something like, he'll kind of warn you like, hey, I'm going to get your heart rate up. Yeah. And then he just boom, boom, one thing after another, boom. So for those of you that have never trained with Vin, what he'll do is you don't do one set of anything. You do one set of 3 things, and that's one set. Yeah. So and it's different. Sometimes it's different body parts or whatever. Or maybe he's really going at triceps. He hates triceps. He goes after your triceps hard. Yeah. And anything that has to do with forearms or grips, like today we were doing this
thing, like this thing that's on a rope, and you got to lift it up and down.
That sucked. He had me do that. That thing sucked.
I was crying,
going
dude.
down was easy.
Yeah,
the going up part was sucked so bad.
And that stupid weight goes so slow.
Yeah.
On the way up, I was just cussing at it. Yeah.
Dude, that string is so long. I'm like, we need to cut this string a little bit, dude. This thing's so freaking long. I hate that. And he had me do it one time, and I'm like, I'm never doing this crap again.
It sucks.
It sucks so bad.
Yeah, I did it today, and after the second set, I knew I had one more. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to drive home.
Yeah.
Like, I can't hold the steering wheel. So
I remember that day. After that day, my forearms, we did like an entire day of like, traps, shoulders, arms, your biceps, triceps, forearms. I was like, that day, I was just frames the whole day. I didn't try extending. I didn't try. I was just frames the whole day. Right?
Yeah.
But no, that was like insane. One thing I hate is sprints.
Oh, yeah.
That thing sucks.
That sucks a lot.
And he's told me, it's like, dude, this is gonna, and it did. This is gonna get your conditioning from here to here real quick.
Yeah.
And it did. When I first started it, we would only do it once after every session. At the end of every session, we'd do it one time.
Yeah.
Then we got to a certain point, it was getting a little easy, right?
Yeah.
So he started adding on 2 at the halfway point of the session, at the end of the session. And then he ended up doing 3, after every single, after every set of the 3 workouts we did, all right, we go sprint. Right?
Yeah.
We do 3 workouts, 1 set, go sprint.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then at the towards the last week, right? The last day I went with him, we did 4 sprints.
Oh,
and
my
he didn't
God.
tell me nothing, right? He just kind of sprung it on me. He didn't give me a full warning. We did 3 sprints. And I was like, I don't think this is the end of the session. I still got other workouts.
He hasn't put it away.
Yeah, he hasn't put it away. And there's, and so like he brought it in, but he was telling other people, it's like, he doesn't know. I don't want to tell him yet. He hasn't done the sprint. And when he did, I was like, you asshole.
You almost want to cry, dude.
I was like,
so the sprints work like this. So the sprints are, at first, like, you'll do your training session at the end. Like you said, he'll have you do 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But then when you go into, okay, we're going to do 2 exercises inside, go outside and do a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
But the sprint isn't like a, hey, have a good time, run there and back. He actually holds you with this, it's like an
elastic band.
Elastic band, yeah. And he's basically behind you like a chariot, right? Yeah. And he's pulling the tension on the chariot. And if you slow down, he's pulling
it back. Yeah.
Oh my God. As
It
long
sucks.
as you keep pumping your legs, he'll kind of give you some slack.
Yeah.
But it sucks, dude.
Yeah. So like the main thing I saw, he just kept saying, keep pumping, and it's not like a short distance.
No.
It's all the way down.
Yeah.
It's long.
I don't know how far
long.
it is, but it's far.
Yeah, it is far.
And you were doing that shit in July and August.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It sucked.
That sucks.
It felt terrible outside.
Yeah.
It felt like I would get drenched, and it's not something people are just like. It's an intense. You're getting sweat. You're putting a good amount of sweat in. Right?
Yeah.
Every time I was done with it, my shirt would just be drenched in
sweat. Yeah. Yeah. But like you said, when you got to the trials, finish a round, you're good, right?
Yep.
Finish the next round, you're good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You did something that I thought was, I don't want to say it was risky, but very, I don't know, unconventional. You actually took a fight with Keith Krikorian.
Yeah.
The week before? 2 weeks before.
Like 2 weeks before.
2 weeks before the ADCC trials.
Like she's looking, because I'm about to say. So that was not my idea.
Whose idea was that?
That one, over there. So because honestly, I wanted to get that match back. I was I know I can, because I beat him before.
Yep.
Right, and I didn't beat him. It was close. I kind of controlled. I dominated.
Yeah.
From my perspective.
Yeah.
So and then he got me with a heel hook.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have saw in those finals, I had both my ankles taped. Earlier in that tournament, I injured my knee and my ankle in that tournament.
Okay.
Right? So it was after like my first or second match of the second day, I had my ankles taped up for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
Just because like I felt like I couldn't put any pressure on my right foot. I was limping while I was walking. I had to, do something. But I didn't want to tape up one foot. And then people were like, oh, that foot's taped, right?
Yep.
Are we going to attack that foot? So I ended up taping both. It's like, all right, so, they kind of got to gamble. Whatever the ones should they bite on, you know, go for it. But he ended up biting on the bad foot.
Yeah.
The one that was hurt. And he locked it up pretty good to where it's like, oh, dude, I can't risk this. You know, I can't risk it. My knees, it's the same, on the same leg. The knee and the ankle is messed up.
Yeah.
And so when he, had a bite on it with that heel hook, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I just had a tap. I kind of like gave a look. I was like, dude, this is bad. And then he ended up, hip it in, stuff like that, and got it. And then that's when he got it.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, I'm like, dude, I just felt like I got caught.
Yeah.
It was so quick. It wasn't like, oh, he dominated me,
right?
And they got me. No, he just caught me. So in my mind, I'm like, dude, I want to get this one back.
Yeah.
We messaged Seth. We got the fight with Keith Krikorian. Well, first, we just wanted to get any fight.
Yep.
Right? It was just any fight, just get on there.
Yep. Like a tune-up.
Yeah, just to get on in fight. I was like, whether it's someone tough or whether it's someone not, like, it don't matter. Just want to get on the fight.
Yeah.
And then so he happened just to say Keith Krikorian. We're like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right?
Yeah.
I said yes. I didn't know if he was going to say yes or not, but he ended up saying yes. So I was like, cool. All right, this guy's down, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You know, we don't got much time before ADCC, but let's get it. So we end up going out in San Diego, and you know, I have a great performance. I passed his guard a couple times.
Yep.
You know, took him down, had a couple sub attempts, and then he pretty much didn't have pretty much anything on me.
Yeah, he was really relying on the going after your legs.
Yeah,
he was really relying on that.
So a lot of people do that. They go after like the leg internals. That's pretty much from what I saw is all he was going for.
Yeah,
and that's what we prepared for. Right, we defended, slipped out of everything, and it was super easy. Just defending because again preparing with Queixinho.
Yeah,
you know, we knew that I was going to have a game plan for it, and that's we just had the perfect game plan.
Yeah, that guard pass you were doing, basically it was like a double under. He almost set it up. Like he was trying to do like a no-arm triangle kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of just kind of stop you, and then you would turn that corner. And then as soon as you turn the corner, he would frame on your hip, and then you drop that knee down on that arm and pass right away.
So, like, when I was, like, pressuring down on him, when he puts that stiff arm on the hip, right, I'm just bringing my outside leg, just knee over, and then, boom, chopping that right there on the bicep inside elbow. Yeah. And as soon as I do that, it's just like a quick shuck turning and end up right in side control.
Yeah.
And so I did that a couple times, too. I didn't, I thought he would probably realize, like, oh man, this isn't working.
Yeah.
But he just kept doing it. So I was like, hey, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Just keep doing it. Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
So it was working. And so after that, I felt super confident.
Yeah.
Going to ADCC, so I got that one back. And it was a pretty dominant victory.
Yep.
Defending my title, stuff like that. But I didn't go in like kind of thinking defending my title. I was going in like I'm going in here to beat this, get vengeance, beat this guy.
Yeah.
That was kind of my mindset.
Yeah.
And got it done.
Yeah, man. No, that's great. That's great. So, so leading up into ADCC, how do you structure your workouts? Do you just go all out until it's time to fight, or is there times when you can like ramp it up and then taper down? How do you handle that?
So we kind of just go, if it's like earlier, boom, we're ramping it up, right? We don't really stop until it's like the week of.
Okay.
So like the week of this past, the week of the ADCC, we kind of taking it easy.
Yeah.
Like on the Tuesday. So like a couple days out, right? Not too far. We're still moving. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we were still working out, just not as intense. Monday, it was pretty intense still. Yeah. Tuesday, we kind of took it back a little bit. Wednesday, we took it back a little bit, just kind of moving, breaking that sweat, still getting good training in, right? Yeah. But then Thursday, didn't do absolutely nothing, right? Just recovery. That was the day to kind of like fly out, travel and stuff. So Thursday, didn't really do anything. Relaxing, recovering. Friday was the media day, relaxing, recovering. So I would say I pretty much had like 3 days because that Wednesday wasn't really hard. Yeah. It was just moving. Just just light movement. Just little things here and there.
Taper down, make sure the weight's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the week of, we try to make sure it's like, hey, we need to make sure everything's on point. Okay. How many workouts we have to do. But at that time, we're like, weight's already kind of down there. Don't really got to do much.
Yeah, you're good to go. Yeah. So who all went out there? I know Queixinho was there. Tanquinho was there. Who else was in your corner?
My girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, was there. What do you call it? Chris, Academia, Deborah, George, Jim, Cameron. I think there was like 20 people from our gym.
That's awesome.
There.
Yeah.
I don't remember everyone who was there. My family, my parents went out. David, Jocelyn, my little brothers, Jacob, Caleb came out. And then a couple of people from Goodyear, Kevin, Natalia came out.
Nice.
That's all I can remember, like who we were with.
Yeah.
But no, we had a good group out there.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And your brothers did the ADCC Open, right? How many?
They did a little open.
Yeah.
Caleb, little bigger brother Caleb, and then Jacob did that as well.
How did they do?
Jacob lost, I think, his second match.
Okay.
I think it was, and then Caleb took second.
Okay.
Yeah, he lost in the finals because he pulled guard and got penalized.
Oh,
so
right.
Yeah, he didn't. This was their first time. Both of their first times ever doing like an ADCC event, so they didn't really know the rules.
So they had the same rule set as you did?
Yeah.
What?
All cool. ADCC rules are the same.
Okay.
Well, it is different because, like, for Caleb, they're not going to allow heel hooks.
Right.
But Jacob did the adult professionals division, so he had pretty much the same rules, so just different times.
Gotcha.
Right? Because they're not going to have, 1,000 competitors compete 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. That'd be too much.
They just made it like 6 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
So it's like, it goes by quick.
Yeah.
And, if it's 0-0, then they'll do, like, OT and stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty much just regular ADCC Open.
Okay, so let's talk about your first match. Mm-hmm. Your first match was against someone from Canada, right?
Yeah, Ethan Krellstein.
Yeah, so Ethan, I mean, he's no slouch. He did really well. That thing. So, tell me a little bit about the rule set, just from the time standpoint. So the first 5 minutes are basically action packed because there are no points.
Yeah.
Right.
Points.
So how does that work?
So what do you call it? So pretty much they're always gonna judge the match as a whole. Mm-hmm. So there's gonna be 10 minutes total, and then if it goes in overtime, 5 minutes for overtime.
Okay.
Right. So in the first 10 minutes for every match, except the finals. So only in the finals will they penalize you in the first couple minutes if you pull guard.
Okay.
Right. So if the guy, he wanted to pull guard off the bat, he can just sit to his butt. You don't have to have contact. You're like IBJJF. You don't have to 3 seconds. You can just sit to your butt if you want to.
Gotcha.
Right. So yeah, the first 5 minutes, 0 points. Doesn't matter what position you get, 0 points. Okay. Once it's the 5 minute marker hits, then there's points. Takedown, mount, guard pass, pretty much everything that you see in any other tournament. The dominant positions, you get points for it.
Gotcha.
It's just a little different on, like, if you take someone down, I have to put them on their butt and like 75% of their back to get points. If they turn out to their knees, you don't get any points.
Gotcha.
And it's weird because if I take the guy and put him down on his knees, if he stays there for 3 seconds and then rolls over to his back, no points.
Oh, really?
So it can't. Yeah. So you have to really know the rules because there's a lot of things here and there. 3 seconds this, 3 seconds that. You don't get points. You do get points for.
Gotcha.
So it is really weird. So like if I had mount, or if I say I had your back, I had hooks in, right? If I take one hook completely out, right, 3 seconds, put it back in, points.
No kidding.
Do it again, out, 3 seconds, put it back in, points.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's not, I don't have to lose the entire position. I just got to put one leg completely out, put one leg completely in.
Nice.
Get points. Yeah. So it is different, right? It's not your usual, rule set that you usually compete in because you see so many tournaments using IBJJF rule set, like in the gi and stuff. No gi, that's usually how it is.
Yeah.
But ADCC has its own rule set and it works.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like it at times. Sometimes I hate it,
Sure.
Because again, sometimes you're on the good side of it. Sometimes you're on the bad side of it. It happens. Happens with every rule set. But no, the first 5 minutes, man, we were just scrapping straight. I thought, he's from B team. B team's kind of notorious for like their leg locks and stuff like that. But they have been improving like their wrestling. They have a game all around.
Yeah.
But what do you call it? When he came out, man, he came out with no rash guard on. He was jacked.
He was
huge. I was like, what the heck? This guy's a 66. Oh, damn. He had real long arms. Very weird. He had a very unique body type. Yeah. Super, super long arms and stuff. He was pretty strong. He was banging on my head. He did a real good job. They definitely game plan. His hand fight. But, he kept getting on the legs, but I was just defending those legs just because, like, my wrestling experience, I think I just had this superior wrestling.
Yeah.
But no, I took him down a couple times, past his guard. I get past, but like he had that guard attention. He got to my back, I got to his back. It was a very, very scrambly match.
Yeah.
We were just moving a lot. It was a non-stop action packed. You didn't really see us rest or anything like that. We were just going.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't just for a full 10 minutes. We went into overtime.
Yeah.
And when we went into overtime, it was getting even more. It was just like the pace just kept going. Like the intensity just kept getting more intense. And which was crazy. And then I happened, I got on a shot, boom, Iranian, turned him, we got into another little scramble, and I ended up being on top, just driving into him, big step over the mount. And I was like, thank God, when I got mount, I was holding that for dear life. I was like, we're not going nowhere. I'm getting my points. I got my points. I was like, all right, cool. Now I don't really have to stress as much.
Yep.
Because when it's like 0-0, you're at that high,
Could go anyway. Yeah.
It's like anything can happen at that point, right? And then like especially if it goes a rough decision, it'd be really tough to like, who's who? Who's gonna win? So when I got my points, kind of secure that, I was like, all right, take a breath. Right. Then I can now start attacking more submissions, right?
Yeah.
And so immediately, boom, head and arm, fell to my to take the back, throw one leg over the shoulder, I have a reverse triangle straight in that shoulder lock, and then boom, got the job done.
That was nice, man.
It was super, super awesome, super cool feeling. And when I did that, you can just hear the whole crowd just
went crazy,
going crazy, and just feeling that energy, I get even more pumped, and I just got off like, dude, that's freaking
that was awesome. Yeah, dude. So you had a pretty big break between rounds.
Yeah. So they run it like a wrestling tournament.
Okay.
So they ended up doing our division last, the 66 kg. I think it was because Gordon Ryan, he had a super fight, so they want to make sure he gets his rest.
Okay.
So we started with 99 plus, it goes negative 99, 88, 77, and then 66.
And then it rotates back through.
Yeah.
What do you do between rounds? Because, dude, that's a long wait.
The first day was a long wait. The second day was pretty short.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So the first day, we'd go back. Just, we would make sure we had enough time so we'd get food back in our system, hydrate a little bit. But the thing is, like, you can't get too much because you got to make weight for the next day.
Oh my gosh, that's nerve-wracking, dude.
So it's tough. It's like I want to eat, right? I want to hydrate, but I can't. I got to make sure I don't do too much because I don't want to be suffering in the sauna later.
So just enough to not have to, like you said, suffer in the sauna. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was actually pretty easy. For me, I gained like 5 pounds
Okay.
It's 5 pounds, and it's not 5 pounds of just trash. It's 5 pounds of Pedialyte, water, some banana, food, good stuff for you. Good stuff that's gonna make you feel good. So I felt really good, but at the same time, like I was at that weight for like a while. I wasn't at the weight, but I was close to it to where like, it just felt normal. Yeah. So as soon as I got in, like I got a sauna suit, boom, hopped in the sauna. I was in the sauna for like 15 minutes, done.
Good to go. Nice.
I was sweating puddles out, dude. Yeah. And I went to sleep, lost the rest of the weight in my sleep.
Overnight?
I was like, oh, dude. And I woke up, amazing. I was like, all right, cool. Let's go weigh in. Last day to weigh in. As soon as I got done, breakfast time. You know? Went in there, got some eggs, some waffles, French toast. I was like, oh, this is good, dude.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it felt amazing. And so like just kind of like getting that feeling of relief, off you. Just like, oh, I don't have to worry about weighing anymore. So like Friday, because Friday we had to weigh in, and the whole day it's like, all right, like I can eat a little bit, but I have got to make weight tomorrow. Yeah. Saturday, while you're competing, it's hard because like you want to rehydrate, you want to feel good in your competition, right? Yep. You don't want to feel down and stuff, not have the energy. So I had the energy and everything. I went in, felt amazing, both matches. Yeah. I think the second match was against Sam McNally. Yeah. Which I think was a pretty good one. I felt pretty dominant in that one as well. Yeah. Initiating all this stuff.
He was pretty scrappy though.
He was. Yeah. Dude, he was really hard to score on. Yeah. The guy has really good defense. Yeah. Hopped on his back a couple of times and he ended up countering it where like I got into a guard pass and then like his legs just folded and ended up being on my back. I was like, what the heck? Yeah. But luckily I got it because we were pretty sure I was gonna get it because I took the guy down like twice. Yeah. I jumped on a couple attempts, subs. So that's what they usually look for is who initiates it, right? Yep. So like even though he got some types of position on me, he didn't really initiate it. All he did was counter. Right. So he was usually that's why I think I got the win. Just because I kept initiating anything, I was getting better positions on him. And sometimes he got a couple of positions that countered it, but he didn't initiate it. Right? Yeah. So they really if you have an aggressive game that complements that they favor towards more the aggressor. Yeah. Right? If you're like being aggressive and you're going, right, and it's not like if you're being aggressive, you get taken down. Right, they're gonna look for the guy who gets you got to take him because he has the better position. Of course, but if you both have a takedown, but you're the one pushing it the whole time, they're gonna look towards you because again, you're pushing it the whole time. You're initiating. You're trying.
Yeah, hang on one second. I have to pee.
No, that's all good.
We gotta pause. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm getting old. What can I say? All right. So we were talking about the tournament is beneficial if you're more aggressive. So we were talking about that.
Yeah. So if you're just initiating, right? Just say it again. If you're initiating, you're going for it, you're shooting on takedowns. If you get the position right, if it's like a takedown, but you're the guy, pushing the pace, going for it, they're gonna favor you. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. But I felt this past ADCC, they were a little too fast on the stalling calls too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
They were very I think Kanan Duarte had like 8 penalties.
Yeah, didn't he win that match though?
Yeah. He got penalized for being in mount, like 2 or 3 times.
What? Like he was in mount.
He mounted. He passed the guy. He took the guy down, passed the guy's guard, and was in mount, and he got penalized. Which I mean, like to me, thinking about it, I know it's not IBJJF, but it's like you're in your mount, you're in a dominant position, right?
That is the most dominant position.
Yeah, it's kind of up to the guy on bottom to move. Yeah. To kind of initiate the action. Yeah. It's hard for the guy on top because we already did so much. Yeah. It's like we don't want to lose position. It's kind of hard to, at the high level, get a submission from mount.
I mean, we're taught from the beginning, if you take mount, you've defeated all of their defenses.
Pretty much. Yeah. So it's like, this guy's getting penalized. He passed the guy's guard. He got mount. Well, what more do you want to do? Right? Yeah. But it's just a little crazy. And just I think the reffing a little bit was a little too inconsistent. Okay. A couple of times, like a lot of times, like they'll penalize this guy, right? Like he was getting penalties, and then on another match he wasn't getting penalties. Yeah. Kind of like for the same thing. Yeah. That's just from what I saw. From from what I think was happening. But it always happens. Yeah. It's like that every single tournament.
Yeah, so that was day one. You got two matches, 2 wins, 1 submission. Let's talk about day 2. I know it's a little hard to talk about, but I definitely want to get into, getting up for day 2. Is it difficult to get motivated for the second day, or are you just so fired up that it's ADCC, you're ready to go?
No, I was still fired up. Yeah. Like, to making it to day 2 at ADCCs, first huge try. Deal. I was like, dude, I'm in the semis. Let's go.
Huge deal.
Right? We got 2 more. We got 2 fights down, 2 more to go. Yeah. Right? And I was especially fired up just because I made weight that second day, that third day, I mean. Yeah. It's like, no more weight cut, Yeah. Let's eat up. Let's fight 100% full capacity, right? We're like not holding nothing back. We go in full throttle. No. Unfortunately, it didn't go my way. I lost to Diogo Reyes, the guy who won it 2-0. Yeah.
It was a good match.
That was a really good match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah.
I just overextended a little bit, and then boom, he just went onto that body lock, that kind of outside trip, and I just fell down. And he was strong, dude.
Yeah.
I think Diogo was probably the strongest guy I fought.
He was yoked.
Yeah.
He was so
he's just a little thick boy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So when like he got on that body lock, I couldn't get up, so I was like, I gotta accept this, and then boom, started moving to something else.
Yeah.
Right. But I wasn't able to get that takedown back. He did a really good job, him and Emilike Galvao, right? They did a really good job game planning for me.
Yeah.
You can tell, I guess, like from what Queixinho was saying, like they knew exactly what I was going for, exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
So, next time definitely got to be looking to switch it up, kind of pull something out.
Yep.
But no, lost to him 2-0. Then from there, you lose in the semis, you fight for the bronze medal match.
Yeah.
So I ended up fighting.
I love that they do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad they don't have wrestlebacks.
Right.
I'm really glad. I mean, it sucks if you lose one and done. It always sucks, but I'm glad being like, crap, I don't have to go all the way back. Yeah, that'd be very long.
Yeah,
keep it nice and short.
Yep.
Right. And even then, dude, the second day we didn't get out there till like 11 p.m.
Wow. Okay.
It was a long day.
That's a long day.
And it was supposed to be the shorter day, but just because like with the Hall of Fame ceremony, the award ceremony, the super fight, and everything, and like the absolute division, it just took the whole day.
Yeah.
Right. So, and after I lost that match, I was a little bummed out. Not like, but at the same time, like, all right, whatever. Time to focus on the bronze medal match, right? Don't let it sit in your head too long.
Yep.
But after I lost that bronze medal match, I lost to Diego Pato by a penalty. I don't think I should have got the penalty.
I don't think so either, and I know Queixinho didn't think so either.
Queixinho was
fired up,
he was furious about it.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing a lot, dude. I was being aggressive, being active. But the thing is, like, they gave me 2 warnings, but I was like, dude, I'm moving. Like, what do you mean? Like, I entered down a couple knee slides. I was passing. Like, I was not just sitting there, just relaxing. If anything, he's just laying on his side and just waiting for me to engage.
Yep.
I think they were really, and that's what I was saying. They were really on. Like, the penalties are a little too quick.
Day 2 was way quicker than day 1 on the penalties. Yeah.
Day 2 was very quick on the penalties. So, like, and especially on their penalties, a lot on the top guys.
Yeah.
They're not really not so strict on the bottom guys from what it seemed to me.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, man, dude, like, how much more do I got to give this guy a bunch of stuff? Like, I'm trying to engage without risking too much of being exposed.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's how it is. I can't just go. Just go crazy. And it's
throw
like,
caution
it's
to the wind.
It's ADCC, dude. It's like, I know you guys want to see entertainment, and I love to give that to you, and I'm trying to do my best.
Yeah.
But, man, I was, like, trying to go knees cut, and into my position. But all they do is just, at least from that match, all he did was just keep trying to enter my legs.
Yeah.
And I kept defending them, but it's like, yeah, he's only entering my legs. He's not getting any other position.
Right.
And I'm just, like, defending. I have to defend that.
Wasn't trying to sweep. He wasn't, so, yeah.
And it sucks. And then, I take his back. I took him down, right? And it's like, what more do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, and so they gave me a penalty. It was less than a minute, right? I'm in his close guard. And at that point, I'm stuck in his close guard.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, he's moving side to side, but like, yeah, you can move side to side.
Right.
Like, what? What does that do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is. He's moving side to side. And literally, the only thing he's waiting for is to me to stand up just to underhook my leg and enter my legs again.
Yeah.
That's all he's waiting for.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to get up, right? Trying to get one knee in the butt. But as I'm doing it, it's like it's my knees slipping off my butt. I'm dropping back down to my knees.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep the pressure down. I see my hands in his armpits, trying to keep him pinned down to the mat as I do it. And then they give me a penalty for it. I'm like, oh, crap. And so, like, as they did that, boom, he opens up. He goes for the legs. And then he finally ends up just wrapping around. And he just holds on my back the whole time. And then, time runs out.
Yeah.
And Queixinho was super happy. He's like, yeah, but he didn't see that they gave me a penalty. I'm like, dude, it's like, what's the heck this penalty for? And, like, after that match, they declared it. I got a penalty. He wins the match. It is what it is.
So did someone contest the penalty then?
Queixinho was.
Oh, he was? Okay, okay.
Queixinho was contesting it. And the guy, apparently the judge was like, yeah, dude, like, you're in the close guard for this long. I was like, I mean, I'm trying to get out.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you want from me? I've already did so much. And he's not opening up his close guard.
Right.
He's just kind of pulling me in and just trying to look for an underhook on a leg.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you want me to do? Usually when people are in close guard, it's usually, they kind of look, they look at both. But it's like, if he's not opening up, he's keeping that guard closed. Like, what more can, the other guy do?
Yeah, if they're going to penalize a guy for being in mount, then it should be okay to penalize somebody for locking up their closed guard and not opening it up. Yeah. Yeah. So, a lot of people don't understand because ADCC is kind of, I hate to call it an anomaly, but it doesn't happen all the time. Yeah. When is the next ADCC?
2024.
Wow.
So in 2 years. So they usually have it every 2 years. They didn't have it, in 2021 because they kind of had to postpone it.
Yeah.
Just because of COVID and the reasons, all that stuff. So now it happens every 2 years. So next year, right, you're gonna start seeing a bunch of ADCC qualifiers popping up. There's gonna be a lot of open tournaments as well.
ADCC opens?
Yeah. So just like open tournaments where you can just sign up, compete if you guys want to do the rule set. Really, really fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But when the trials pop up again, those are the big ones.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm planning on doing the trials when they pop up again, just because like I know I did a pretty good performance. I hope I get the invite, but I don't want to just wait. It's like, oh, sorry, you didn't get the invite. So I want to stay active. Excuse me. So I'm going to be doing the trials again.
Nice.
Right? Hopefully just solidify that. Hopefully, I get the win this time.
Yeah.
I go through the trials and get a gold.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing to get.
Yeah.
But 2024.
Wow.
I'm excited for that one, dude.
Are you going to change anything up in your in your preparation for that? Are you going to focus more on no-gi stuff than gi stuff? Is that entered your mind at all?
When it comes time for ADCC, I'm gonna be training no-gi.
Yeah.
I'll still be training. I've trained the gi entire preparation.
Yeah.
Right? And I felt good.
Okay.
It's not like I'm focusing on the gi. I'm gonna be focusing on no-gi, but I'm still gonna be training both.
Okay.
It's not that I stop.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. But no, I'll be definitely doing like a lot more no-gi events because I just started kind of like last year doing a lot more no-gi events. Nah, same because usually I'm a gi person.
Yeah.
You usually see me a lot in the gi. So
yeah. And I was going to ask you, like, does that change your perspective at all towards, IBJJF stuff, or you know what I mean? Like, when you hit something like the pinnacle of the sport, right? And you're, for all intents and purposes, you're the fourth best guy at 66 kilos, right?
Yeah.
Well, arguably because the penalty, whatever. We're not going there. We're not going to go there.
Yeah.
But let's just say you're in the top three in at the pinnacle of sport in no-gi. Does that change your mind at all about maybe sticking to no-gi, like maybe no-gi world, no-gi pans, or not doing a certain gi tournament, or nothing's going to change? You're just going to
nothing's going to change.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing you're going to see me in gi tournaments and no-gi tournaments. I'm going to be doing both the whole time.
Right on.
Because honestly, from what I see, there's a lot of guys who only train gi or they only train no-gi.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I see, the greatest, they always do both.
Yep.
Right? The people who are great, they always do gi and no-gi.
Yeah.
So you're going to see me. If you're great in gi, let's see how you do in no-gi as well, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be, let's try to get in no-gi. If you're great in no-gi, try putting on the gi.
Yeah.
And there's always this battle between like, gi versus no-gi jiu-jitsu.
Right.
It's like, why not just do both?
I think it's the same thing.
Jiu-jitsu,
yeah.
right?
I think it's the same thing.
And it's like, people, and especially like it's people who only train in that one. They don't train in both that have that opinion.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, I love both.
Yeah.
I love them both. They're both.
For sure.
Both gi or no-gi. It's jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Right? It's different. Yeah, it's different stuff, but it's
get to
jiu-jitsu.
train. Yeah. I love it. I love it. So what do you in your on the horizon? What's your next big one that you're gonna do?
No-gi Worlds.
No-gi Worlds.
End of the year.
December.
Yeah. So I'm planning on finishing this out of just with no-gi events. There's not really gi events for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because gi Worlds already passed and stuff. There's not really anything that's gonna like Jiu-Jitsu Con. There's not really any gi tournaments any big ones that's gonna be popping up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be focusing on no-gi for the rest of the year, and then starting next year, focusing back in the gi.
Back in the gi
just
for
because,
June.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's
focusing
cool.
on Worlds.
Yeah. So, So, if you guys are looking for somebody to do any kind of seminars, anything like that, you got to hit Josh up. And I hope you do another instructional, because the instructionals have been awesome. You have instructionals on BJJ Fanatics and Jiu Jitsu X.
Yeah.
Guys, got to check those out. And anything else coming up that you want to talk about?
Shoot, not really.
Okay.
More like eating dinner.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, thank you again for doing this, man. I definitely want to get your breakdown of ADCC. And guys, if you got anything out of this podcast, if you like it, please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at the BJJ Foxcast. I can't remember my own Instagram. And we're also have a fan page on Facebook, so please check us out. Josh, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you.